committee, because remember, he brought up the possibility of jail time.
Yeah, exactly. And he was talking about the whole turkey thing as he did it. And he was focused on that whole turkey thing. And the question is that what set him off? Because those unsealed indictments hit on Monday, and he learned that, and he was furious about it. That seems that you and I said, that's likely what happened here. He thinks that Flynn should answer for that. And, of course, then he was corrected by his law clerks about the timeline of it all and what the definition of treason is.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Listen to Red Eye Radio Show wherever you are with our free app for your iPhone or Android. More info at redeyeradioshow.com and use the keyword mobile.
If you're farming today, you know all about taking risks. Well, here's one risk you don't have to take anymore. The risk of IDID, or internal diesel injector deposits. Because now Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel Fuel has an advanced injection stabilizer to prevent IDID. So you don't have to risk injector failure, clogged filters, and downtime anymore. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster is even backed by a 10-year, 10,000-hour warranty for even less risk.
Peace of mind powered locally. Cenex is a brand of CHS.
What's the secret to a great night's sleep on the road? Increased comfort and profitability. And that's what you get with the new Freightliner Cascadia. Built for both comfort and functionality. Fully equipped with a roomy and customizable interior, including a revolutionary driver loft, added storage capacity, and a spacious driver's lounge. Life on the road has never been better. Experience the interior and exterior of the new Cascadia by taking a virtual tour at Freightliner.com.
I'm here with a Uniroyal Truck Tires engineer to talk about the Uniroyal LS24 Steer All Position Tire.
Yes, the LS24 has decoupling grooves and microsiping.
I don't know what any of that means, but it fights your regular wear, right?
Yes.
You could have just said that. The Uniroyal LS24 has what smart truckers want without the high price. Visit UniroyalTruckTires.com today.
Dana Stanley is a truckin' legend. She goes by the CB handle Mama Bear, and her dedication to endless stretches of pavement is truly unmatched. Dana loves her truck like a baby, so she chose Progressive Commercial and their 40 years of truck insurance expertise to protect it, like a mother protects her cubs, but without all the licking.
Find out what makes Progressive the #1 insurer of truckin' legends across America. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 truck insurer from SNL Financial's 2014 National Written Premium Data.
Did you know that studies have shown that almost 2.5 million truck drivers in the U.S. have one or more serious health problems such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, even sleep disorders? And our truck drivers lack the same access to health that other Americans enjoy. The unfortunate result of these circumstances is that drivers are often unable to get treatment in the early stages of disease. Minor illnesses become severe, leading to hospitalization and disability. The driver then may lose their CDL and become unable to work. This creates a downward spiral that leads to extreme financial hardship and possible unemployment. Go to truckersfund.org today and learn more about how you can contribute. If you or someone inside the trucking industry may be in need, learn how SCF can help. We encourage you to educate yourself and peers on the St. Christopher's Truckers Fund today. Donate if you can. You never know when you may need some help too. That's truckersfund.org. Let's band together for a better tomorrow.
KABC, Los Angeles, Orange County, a Cumulus station.
KABC News is live and local at 11 o'clock. I'm Jeff Whittle, and Elon Musk's Boring Company unveiled its 1.1-mile-long test tunnel under Hawthorne tonight. Musk says that prototype underground transportation system will help commuters avoid SoCal's soul-destroying traffic, as he called it. The unveiling included rides in a Tesla Model X that reached a top speed of 53 miles an hour, according to the LA Times, and the trip through the tunnel took about 2 minutes. A man in his 40s was shot and killed tonight in South Los Angeles. Happened around 7:40 p.m. in the area of Avalon Boulevard and 50th Street in the South Park neighborhood. That's near the South Park Recreation Center. One woman was injured when someone shot at a charter bus on the westbound 10 freeway near Fairfax Avenue in Mid-City around 12:30 this afternoon, prompting the complete closure of the West 10 for about 2 hours. The woman appears to have been cut by flying glass. She may have also been grazed by a bullet. But CHP officer Vance Pereira tells NBC4 News they did not find anything when they searched the freeway for evidence.
Our units swept the freeway, unable to find a shell casing on there, so at this point it's still under investigation if it's going to be a car-to-car shooting or a stationary position shooting into the bus.
The search continues for the person who shot at the bus, and a federal judge has agreed to delay former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn's sentencing for lying to the FBI. Correspondent Alex Marquardt reports that Flynn was given more time to cooperate with Robert Mueller's Russia investigation, which could keep Flynn out of prison.
Both the Mueller team and Flynn's had requested no prison time because of extensive cooperation. 19 interviews totaling more than 60 hours, which didn't seem to soften the judge's position. I am not hiding my disgust, he said, my disdain for your criminal offense.
KABC News Time is 11:02 with dependable traffic when you need it the most.
Overall, freeway speeds are good, but we've got some slowing on the southbound 5 through East LA between the 60 and the 710 freeway. And then there's a crash in Santa Clarita. Southbound Golden State Freeway at Valencia Boulevard. There's a big rig accident. 3 left lanes of traffic are blocked. A truck ended up underneath a big rig. You're backed up to Magic Mountain Parkway. And then on the northbound side of the Golden State Freeway between Lake Hughes Road and Fraser Mountain Park Road, we have 2 left lanes of traffic closed. It's a pretty slow drive northbound through the Castaic area with speeds between 15 and 25 miles per hour. There's also slowing out of West Covina into Diamond Bar, 10 east between Holt and the 57. We have 2 lanes closed, and that is backing things up to Puente. Also, watch for a breakdown on the 134 eastbound near Figueroa. There's an SUV in the carpool lane. Watch for that. It's a dark-colored SUV. And also, Beverly Hills Sunset remains closed eastbound because of a water main break from Beverly Drive to Palm Drive. KABC has dependable traffic when you need it most. I'm Cindy Berkey, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Behind the Mic, furnished by Dalius Media.
This is Behind the Mic with Brad Dalius.
Welcome on inside. Behind the Mic is live on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Brad Dallas along with Keith Jackson coming your way on this Tuesday night, December the 18th, 2018. Of course, 1 week from today, we're all kind of huddling around the Christmas tree, opening up the gifts, taking down the stockings from atop the fireplace there, and just having a good time enjoying the company of some family and friends on Christmas Day. So it's hard to believe just 7 days away at this point in time. We know you're out there getting your last-minute shopping in, taking care of all the important stuff, getting prepared for Santa, obviously, to come in to all of your houses there to deliver all those great gifts and everything else that makes this time of year so great. So it's great to have you with us tonight and spending your evening with us. We have so much to get into. The Lakers falling on the road tonight to the Nets, 115-110. LeBron James was denied by Jarrett Allen. Interesting night for the purple and gold, and some talk obviously about Anthony Davis being sparked among fans and due part to LeBron talking about how it would be great to have Davis on the Lakers. More on that coming up in just a bit. So plenty of Lakers talk to come tonight, and we got to get into some more football news as well, obviously. We didn't talk about this last night, but with that victory for the Saints last night, the duo of Brees and Payton down there in New Orleans have now moved into second place all time as far as most wins for a head coach quarterback duo, which is impressive. We'll discuss that one later on. And Ray Rice is speaking out in regards to the Kareem Hunt incident, and interesting timing on this one. We'll discuss as we move it along tonight as well. As always, call in at 1-800-222-5222. We want to hear from you at 1-800-222-5222. Follow us across social media. It's at BTM with Brad. On Instagram, our link in the bio for our live online stream. Currently streaming live video-wise on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And just a great day today. Busy day, obviously, for everyone, and especially for Behind the Mic as well. Taking care of some recordings for the holiday season coming up during the next couple of weeks. And we were over at, Keith, you and I, earlier tonight, the Dwan Hurt second annual Holiday Classic, the tournament getting underway yesterday.
Yep.
We're going to be there on Saturday. Looking forward to that broadcast, interacting with all those great people. We got a chance to meet some people tonight, me personally, you too. Also, you had a chance to kind of reconnect with some old friends as well.
Yeah.
So that's always fun, right? And great atmosphere over there. It's my first time getting to experience it over there at Sarah High School in Gardena. And people, they were jacked. They were excited. There's definitely a good buzz in the building for this tournament on just day number 2. Can't wait to see what it's going to be like later in the week.
Yeah, it's interesting how this is all playing out. There's some great teams in there. I mean, if you go in there, you can start seeing it now. Those competitions are starting to play up a little bit more. And, it was great. Seeing, you reminisce about the old times. I know for me, I'm an LA guy. So, I used to play in that gym for years ago, and it's still the same as it's always been.
Some things don't change.
Yeah, it does not change at all. This campus still looks the same. But what's great about looking at that, some of those teams and those schools, you're like, man, you look at Crenshaw out there, they're not what they used to be, and you look at other teams that are coming in there and starting to play. You're just like, wow, things has changed a little bit. You start to see even coaches that you played against back in high school and guys that are now coaching or people that saw you used to play, and they're talking to you about what you've been doing lately. It's just a great time with their good time, but you're going to get the competition's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's starting to turn up a little bit, and you're going to start to see that. So, if any of you guys out there that love some high school basketball, you should definitely go out there and check out Sarah High School, the Holiday Classic out there in Gardena. It's got some great teams, and also you see behind the mic, we're gonna be there too. So make sure you tune in and watch.
Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said earlier this week that these are some good teams.
Yeah,
these are some good teams. This is a legit tournament.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. And then to kind of go over and experience it for myself and to see some of the scores come in, there's no doubt. These are legit players. And it's been a common theme recently. We talked about on the show and some of our recordings we've been doing here recently for the program as well, and how just the young talent in whatever the sport, whether it be basketball here and in the young high school ranks, it's just getting better year after year, and guys are just getting stronger and bigger all the time. It's really impressive. It's really, really impressive, and it never ceases to amaze me. I'm always in awe with some of these guys, and whether it be at the high school level or at the college level, and talking about Duke and watching some of the highlights now on ESPN, Zion just playing, just incredible basketball, playing his brains off today, and it never ceases to amaze me all the young talent we have right now. In basketball and obviously in other sports as well, but basketball being at the forefront here in December. So great stuff today at the Dwan Hurt Holiday Classic over there in Gardena, happening now through Saturday. Back to the Lakers, of course, falling tonight on the road to the Nets, 115-110. It's not the type of game you want to see here the week before Christmas. You'd expect them to be playing a little bit better and not losing to a Nets team. And it's kind of funny in a sense because this Nets team almost has become a ground for former Lakers to go to over the last couple of seasons, right? Whether it be the trade of Timofey Mozgov or trading away some other guys over the past couple of seasons, it's become just a destination spot for guys to come in and out, sort of say. And it's a Nets team that's still trying to figure themselves out. They're still trying to recover from, I don't think they've fully recovered since they gave up all those draft picks when Danny Ainge was able to squeeze out of them all those picks in exchange for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and et cetera. So they're still trying to recover from that, and they're still trying to find themselves identity-wise. And they get a big win here tonight. And, it's to me, it just seems like a little bit too much talk is going on off the court right now as far as trying to acquire players that potentially may or may not come to the Lakers later this year or in the offseason.
Yeah, this talk is always something that goes down every year, around this time, until the All-Star break, and then it's going to teeter off, and then they're going to talk about, but these are big names. Anthony Davis is the big name. He's coming up to free agency. We were talking Klay Thompson at one point, but Klay Thompson nipped that in the bud, and you don't hear about that too much no more, right? And everybody knows the Lakers needs another superstar in there. They know that that's what they need in terms of what's going to get them over the hump. Anthony Davis is a client of Rich Paul, who's LeBron James' agent. Also, Cordell Pope, I cannot believe he has a no-trade clause. Cordell Pope has a no-trade clause.
It always amazes you, right?
Rich Paul is just a great agent. He's a great agent, right? He's just a great agent right now.
He's doing his job.
And then you got, his situation there, and there's been talk like, hey, that the Lakers, honestly, that's their only one they can probably get, because Kemba Walker may go somewhere. You got Kemba Walker out there. You got Kawhi Leonard, who may go to the Clippers, who has a strong shot of going to the Clippers. Kevin Durant, already what he said already about the Lakers and his whole thing, may chime in that he's not interested in going to the Lakers. And then you got Anthony Davis. Well, Anthony Davis is probably the only one left that's possibly going to go, and everybody knows that Anthony Davis at the end of the season is going to want out of New Orleans. And the thing is, but New Orleans is saying that they're not going to give him up. They're going to wait till his whole contract's out. So they're almost, in a way, forced to let him out. You know what I mean? Because you got an all-star here. He's going to say, hey, then I'll wait out and I'll leave. So it's probably best for them to get, to see what's out there. The only situation is nobody wants to help the Lakers. No one wants to do that because they don't want to see them be a dominant force like they were years ago when they had the Kobes and the Shaqs of the world, when they were just dominating that era. And they don't want to see that anymore. They got a steal off of Tyson Chandler, and then you're going, and then the thing is, the Lakers don't want to give up those young pieces. And to be honest with you, if they want a superstar, they're really going to have to give up those young pieces to get them. To get so you gotta think about that. And then we're hearing that, the Lakers is kind of divided. You got some of the people in the organization, with the Lakers organization, that say, hey, let's unload these young pieces to get Anthony Davis right away.
Yep.
And then some people are saying, no, let's just try to wait it out and see. But the thing is, if you wait it out, then if you don't get anything, because look, man, Clippers over there working, and Jerry West. Let's not forget this, Brad. Jerry West, when he was over at Golden State, not only did he build that Golden State team, he also brought over Kevin Durant before he left. And so Kevin Durant and Jerry West are really close friends. And now Jerry West is over with the Clippers, and you see what the Clippers are doing without a superstar. They're going to get a superstar before next year. They're definitely getting the superstar next year. Whoever's that going to be, I don't know. It could possibly be Kawhi Leonard. Everybody's saying Kawhi wants to come back home. Maybe it's not with the Lakers. I don't know if he's going to coexist with the Lakers, but he could be over there. And also, you got Kevin Durant, where I don't know. I can't see Kevin Durant leaving, but Jerry West is great friends with Kevin Durant. That could possibly happen.
More on that to come. Quickly, I want to quickly get in our clip of the night before the break here. This is, once again, our Behind the Mic Christmas giveaway. We'll have our drawing at the end of this week. Here's tonight's clip.
Mark Bulger is our quarterback.
Yeah, but the last 2 weeks.
Mark Bulger is our quarterback. Yeah, but Mark Bulger is our quarterback. Yeah, but.
Last week you did.
Yeah, but Mark Bulger is our quarterback. Okay?
Who is that?
Man.
Who is that? 1-800-222-5222. Who is that?
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's the clip of the night right there.
I have no, man. Help me out, fans out there listening.
By the way, that's not edited. That actually happened in real time.
That's hilarious. I missed that one. Brad. I missed that one.
1-800-222-5222. Give us a call. Lines are lighting up tonight. Solomon and Lake Balboa. Mike in Los Angeles. Hang tight. We'll get to you coming up after the break. Keep it tuned right here. It's Behind the Mic, live on KABC Radio.
The one and only Rick Springfield, American songbook icon Paul Anka, Gordon Lightfoot, alt-rock favorites Gin Blossoms, the beautiful vocal stylings of Wilson Phillips, Frankie Valli, Styx, classic rock legends Blue Oyster Cult, Meatloaf presents Bat, the music of Meatloaf. And And not to be missed, Alan Parsons Project, the Canyon Concert Series, bringing good music and great times your way at the Canyon in Agoura and Santa Clarita, the Saban in Beverly Hills, the Rose in Pasadena, the Libby Bowl in Ojai, and coming soon to Montclair. Get your tickets today before these shows sell out. The Canyon Concert Series. For a complete list of events and info, visit wheremusicmeetsthesoul.com. That's wheremusicmeetsthesoul.com.
Hey, if you're a busy mom on the go like me, dropping the kids off at school, going grocery shopping, and then going to work, who's got time for car maintenance? Hey, it's Jillian, and thankfully, I found Valvoline Instant Oil Change. These guys are quick, convenient. They make vehicle maintenance super easy for busy people like you and moms like me. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is simple. It's a drive-through oil change. I didn't even have to get out of my car. They perform vehicle maintenance on all kinds of cars, domestic and foreign, including Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, and Lexus, plus diesel and hybrid models. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You drive up, you drive in, and then you drive out with a complete oil change in 15 minutes or less. No appointment needed. It's so quick, you don't even get out of your car. I'm telling you, it's my new favorite thing. You're never very far from Valvoline Instant Oil Change. So go to SoCalOilChange.com for locations, coupons, and a list of services. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You drive up, you drive in, and you drive out in 15 minutes or less. You gotta love that. Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The national debt is now over $20 trillion. What happens next? Rising inflation drops in the dollar's value. Some experts say another crash is coming. You can fight this, not with stocks or bonds, but with gold and silver coins in an IRA from Augusta Precious Metals. Call 855-858-5807 and learn how an IRA backed by physical gold and silver can hedge against inflation. Call Augusta Precious Metals right now at 855-858-5807 and get a free gold IRA guide. Call 855-858-5807.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Holiday Inn Express wants to let you in on a little secret. There's still time to get at least 20% off at holidayinexpress.com during our annual sale. We'll even throw in free breakfast. Just kidding. Breakfast is always included in your stay at Holiday Inn Express. Book now and save at holidayinexpress.com. Terms apply.
You're listening to Behind the Mic with Brad Dalius.
We're going to skate to one song only.
11:18, great to have you with us behind the mic here on KABC Radio. Talking Lakers tonight, falling on the road to the Nets, 115-110. Former Laker had a big day today as far as announcements is concerned. That would be Lamar Odom announcing that he officially is going to return to professional basketball in 2019. Big stuff there, obviously, from Lamar. And we had some prior knowledge here, inside information on the show, that he would be joining the Big Three League as well as the Chinese Basketball Association, which has since come out to the public and in 2019. However, he's chosen, obviously, to delay those plans to further improve his physical health, which obviously makes sense. And it's just miraculous at this point that he's able to play any kind of organized professional basketball. So looks like good stuff to come here in the new year from Lamar. Let's go to the phones now and say hello to Mike. He's in Los Angeles. What's going on, Mike?
Well, thanks for stealing my thunder with Lamar, but that's okay.
It was more of a lead-in, Mike, more of a lead-in. I was building up to it for you.
All right. You're the most informed show. I don't know why you're not doing 2 hours a day every single day on KABC. Do you hear me, Drew Hayes? Do you hear me, Drew Hayes? This is entertaining, informative, and sports is what people really want to hear, in addition to the great lineup that KABC provides every single day. Now, Lamar Odom at 39 has always kept himself in good shape when he wasn't in a coma. But he's not in a coma, and so he'll be playing for the Filipino team at the Dubai International Games, preparing himself to play in Ice Cube's Big Three League. Who knows? Maybe he'll be ready to help LeBron James when Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball are traded for Anthony Davis. And the only person who will be untouchable, and let's all say that together, who will be untouchable besides LeBron James? Kyle Kuzma.
Yep.
That's it. He's the only untouchable person. But we both know that when the ball goes into Ingram, when LeBron's on the court, the ball just doesn't move around, and Ingram will be a successful player in New Orleans or in anywhere else, but the two don't mix. It's oil and water, and I think that Anthony Davis will be a great addition for the Lakers, who lost to Brooklyn, but I think that's a little bit of payback from former Laker D'Angelo Russell. Is that his name?
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. I call him Mr. Spygate there, and I don't know what Swaggy P calls
Swaggy.
him.
Swaggy calls him a snitch.
A snitch to keep it PG-13 probably. Or PG.
I know one thing, as in Mike Mars calling Bolger my starting quarterback.
There we go. We got it.
I'm sure that Luke Walton is not calling him my starting point guard. That's for sure.
That's a great one. But you know what, Mike? Just to touch on what you said about Lamar Odom, I'm just so happy to see that he's really back in the form, because I remember, Brad and Mike, I was on this story when I was working over at TMZ. We was on this Lamar Odom story when it first came out, when he was in the coma and all this stuff was going on. I mean, 12 strokes, 6 heart attacks, man. And for you to come back from that and really find your way back on the basketball court and find yourself in shape, that's just a true blessing within itself. But it really is. I really am happy for him. I know when he was going through all this, when it first started, it really shook up the basketball world. I remember Kobe Bryant had some concerns for him and wanted to reach out to help. You had Derek Fisher. You had former teammates of his. You had agents that I've known that have known him and were very concerned at that time. He really is he had an issue. He had some things going on with him, but to see the basketball community and the sports community come together and really reach out and show some concern and really try to do something to help him, and actually a lot of those guys did. Kobe Bryant would end up helping him out with some things that were going on. You had Derek Fisher as well that did some things to help him out, and I mean, there really some guys that really cared about his well-being. And it's great to see that he's getting back into that type of form and getting back and playing and stuff. So I'm just happy to see that he's alive and actually playing, back to be on the court and playing again. He did look good out there today. And what he saw Luke Walton behind the scenes today, and he was talking to him a little bit in the Lakers. So it was good to see him.
Well, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't agree with you in the entire basketball universe about their love for Lamar Odom. He is everybody's favorite sixth man, and he's just got a heart of gold. He had an addiction. He's working on it, and he has been through some incredible trials, and he survived the Kardashian clan, which is amazing there. But seriously, he is a lovely man, and he's so talented. And I share your sentiments that it's great to see him doing what is his passion and playing basketball. And I would be so happy if his skill level was that where he could be maybe the 14th man on the Laker bench at some time. Wouldn't that be a fairy tale come true?
Oh yeah, it would be. It definitely would be a fairy tale come true. But just to me, to be honest with you, Mike and Brad, this is a fairy tale within itself.
Just to get to this point.
Just to get to this point with him. I mean, I've had conversations with him before, and it's a blessing to see where he's at, man. I'm telling you,
No doubt.
he's a great guy and really does so much for his community and for kids. And
a lot
I'm
of people
just so happy
don't
for
even
him.
know, right? I mean, so much just to overcome all this recently, but a lot of people don't know his backstory and his family's backstory growing up, and a lot of hardships.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So many hardships,
That's
right?
That's a movie right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What he's gone through and
Lost a
survived,
son. He's
amazing.
ESPN 30 for 30 one day, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. That has to be a 30 for 30. But it's just him being where he's at, and I just love the Lakers organization. The one thing about the Lakers, I'll tell you this, why they're such a classy organization is because they really do take care of their own.
Yeah,
they really do. And if you come through that organization, they really do put in time. You're not just a guy who's just traded away and they forget about you. A lot of these guys, they still talk to the person like Smush Parker, who we spoke to many times.
Yes,
they still acknowledge that he was a Laker. So it's just great to see that those guys that come through that organization, that Lakers really do take care of their own, man. And it's great to see that Lamar Odom's doing well.
Mike, thanks for the call as always, man.
That's why the Lakers are always referred to as the Laker family.
No question. And Mike, great guess, by the way, from Mike Martz. You got it right on it there. I don't think it was a guess. I think you literally just knew. So awesome job. And Mike, have you guessed one of these correct before? Or is this your first one?
I
think this is your first one.
One where I guessed one.
That's what I thought so. Yeah.
Does that mean I get to call you back again?
You can call back anytime you want. But what we're going to do is this. Lori, our call screener, is going to take your information off the air for a chance to win our Christmas giveaway, which we will give away this Friday, actually, live here on the show. So great job on that one, Mike.
Thank you very much, and have a very, very Merry Christmas, both of you. It's just a great addition to the KBC lineup, and the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned, with your sports media production and shows on KBC.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate those kind words. There he goes once again, Mike there checking in from Los Angeles, getting tonight's correct guess there for who tried to name that clip of that coach. It was Mike Martz. Like I said, that was not edited. That was him going on a rant early in the 2000s over debating whether Mark Bulger should start over Kurt Warner at that point in time. And one of those rare, colorful moments from Mike Martz, because usually he was very bland for the most part. Mike Martz was not a man of many words, at least not publicly to the media, but that particular moment, he did kind of open up a bit there. So great job by Mike to get that one correct. We will continue to do these. Another one coming up tomorrow night and on Thursday as well before we announce our winner on Friday night's live show. 1-800-222-5222. So a lot of purple and gold news there tonight so far. And Lamar Odom, the big news today, announcing on his Instagram that he's coming back to play professional basketball in 2019. As evident by the last caller there, everyone is very excited about it, and really just couldn't happen to a more, I think, humble guy when you get down to the root of it. Very humble guy and always hardworking, and has gone through obviously some ups and downs and has been able to really push through it and persevere. And I think everyone who's a sports fan and admires a comeback type story absolutely has to admire what they've seen so far.
Yeah, you got to. You have to admire it, and you have to know that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Lamar Odom was always determined that he was going to come back. So a lot of people didn't think he could do it, and right then and there is a blueprint of basically for any kid or anybody out there who's going through something that if you really put your mind to it and your heart in it, man, anything's possible. And that's clearly an example of what we're talking about.
More to come, and we talked about here recently so many great storylines upcoming in the new year in the sports world. Just add another one to it right here with Lamar Odom, his return to basketball in 2019. Time for another break. On the other side, we'll dive into some NFL news as well. Little Saints, Sean Payton, Drew Brees update, now moving into second place all time in the career wins list. We'll mix in a little bit Chargers as well, and we'll take your calls right here on KABC Radio.
KABC News, live and local at 11:30. I'm Jeff Whittle. Attorneys have announced the filing of 2 lawsuits on behalf of 170 homeowners and businesses whose properties were destroyed or damaged in the Woolsey fire. The lawsuits blame Southern California Edison's overhead electrical equipment for sparking last month's deadly blaze, even though the official cause of that fire has not been announced. The plaintiffs include Rams Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn agreed to delay today's scheduled sentencing for lying to the FBI in order to give Flynn more time to cooperate with Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. That could convince the federal judge not to give Flynn any jail time, as he's leaning towards doing. Actress and director Penny Marshall has died at the age of 75. She rose to fame as Laverne on the TV series Laverne and Shirley. Then Marshall later directed the hit films Big, Awakening, and A League of Their Own. KABC News Time is 11:31 with dependable traffic when you need it the most.
Overall freeway speed's good right now, but we've got a pretty heavy backup on the northbound Golden State Freeway. There is road work, 5 north in the Castaic area. Between Lake Hughes Road and Fraser Mountain Park Road, we've got 2 left lanes of traffic closed. It's a pretty good backup on the north-end side of the 5 to about Rye Canyon. And then there's a serious accident on the southbound Golden State Freeway at Valencia Boulevard. There's an accident with a truck that ended up stuck under a big rig. 3 left lanes of traffic are blocked. That's going to back you up to Magic Mountain Parkway. And also Antelope Valley Freeway slowing because of a Caltrans project. North 14 from Escondido Canyon Road to Crown Valley Road, we have 2 left lanes of traffic taken away. There's also a problem in Norwalk, 605 north at the 105. Watch for a wreck in the right lane. And in Eagle Rock, watch for a stalled vehicle. 134 eastbound at the 2 in Harvey Drive. KABC has dependable traffic when you need it most. I'm Cindy Berkey, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Black Friday may be over, but at the Home Depot, we're just getting warmed up. Right now, get up to 2 free power tools, up to a $318 value when you buy a select power tool kit. Choose from trusted brands like Ryobi, Makita, Milwaukee, Rigid, and DeWalt. If you missed out on Black Friday, don't miss out on this. Get up to 2 free power tools with the purchase of a select power tool kit. Now, at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 23rd while supplies last. Limit 1 redemption per customer. See store for details.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
See why more than 3 million companies worldwide use Indeed to hire. Post your job at Indeed.com/hire. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Source.com score total visits.
The national debt is now over $20 trillion. What happens next? Rising inflation drops in the dollar's value. Some experts say another crash is coming. You can fight this, not with stocks or bonds, but with gold and silver coins in an IRA from Augusta Precious Metals. Call 855-858-5807 and learn how an IRA backed by physical gold and silver can hedge against inflation. Call Augusta Precious Metals right now at 855-858-5807 and get a free gold IRA guide. Call 855-858-5807.
You're listening to Behind the Mic with Brad Dalius.
Behind the Mic here on KABC Radio. Brad and Keith taking you up into the top of the hour, mixing in a whole bunch of different things tonight. A lot of Lakers talk, and we also talked about a little Anthony Davis possibility coming to the Lakers earlier on tonight as well. And Lamar Odom coming back, playing some professional basketball. That's the plan, at least here early in 2019. So a lot of storylines going on right now in the basketball world. The football world, we got a lot of football news we covered last night. Some other things we got to get into though tonight as well. Little Sean Payton, Drew Brees, amazing, moving into second place all time as far as wins there between head coach and quarterback, and obviously they trail now only Belichick and Brady there in New England. I want to get into that in just a little bit as well. I want to go back to the phones now, though, and say hello to our good friend Solomon in Lake Balboa. Solomon, you're on Behind the Mic. What's going on?
I'm good, guys. How you guys doing?
All right. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
To you, Solomon.
And likewise, and a happy, healthy New Year.
Oh,
Same to you as well. And I know you want to talk some Chargers, and right now the Bolts, so you can't argue with what they're doing. 4 in a row, 10 out of their last 11. This is a legitimate football team. I've been saying it last couple of weeks now. I'm finally starting to believe this is a team that can really go far and do some damage in the AFC. What do you think?
I totally agree. I know there was doubt because they were beating teams with, either losing records and things of that nature. But Pittsburgh, Kansas City, those are starting to turn some heads now.
Yeah, those are big wins. All on the road, too.
Are you kidding? And so here's the thing. They're getting healthy at the right time. Mm-hmm. They're getting Melvin Gordon back. They might get Hunter Henry. There's another lineman coming back. Well, they lost Perriman. That's unfortunate. Mabine, I think, is done with his family emergency, at least for now, so he's coming back.
Yeah, and it can't be underscored enough, Solomon. You mentioned there Hunter Henry, how he's been out for the entire year to this point in time. It can't be understated enough how huge of a loss he was in the beginning of the season. I mean, this is a guy who is all around can be one of the best tight ends in the league outside of Gronkowski and a Kelsey in Kansas City. I mean, this is a really solid tight end, and I felt like this went under the radar, this injury, but you're right. The big difference this year compared to last year is they're able to plow through this and really just say next man up and prove it on the field.
And on the flip side with Hunter Henry, is the question is, do you bring him back and insert him in like right away? Because when you think about it, when you got other guys who's rolling and your team's rolling right now, you have to leave that alone and let that just roll out until the end. When you get this point in the season, I just think that you don't just insert someone in right away who hasn't been there for like the whole season. I think that's a big mistake. I like what they're doing right now. They got a flow going, and you got to just let them roll. You got to let them go, because right now they're in a situation where they can be the number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At least you got depth there. Should someone go down, so that's a possibility. I also wanted to talk about Anthony Lynn. I like that guy, man. Well, I couldn't get in Thursday night after the win, but when he went for the 2, and I know you guys probably talked about it, wasn't that a refreshing change from coaches that coach not to lose, and this guy coached to win? He is the example of no guts, no glory, and I love this guy, the way he coaches, and I know players like that too. Because, I will never forget Marty Ball with Marty Schottenheimer. And, that one game in particular, I don't know, Charger fans will remember it, against the Jets. They're rolling down the field, getting ready to score. And what does Marty do? He takes victory from the jaws of defeat, or he takes defeat from the jaws of victory.
Right. Yeah.
Shuts down the offense, tries a field goal. I think it was a rookie kicker on a wet field. And I'm shaking my head going, man, why are you coaching not to lose? And you know what happens most of the time when you coach like that? You lose.
It's true. It is refreshing. I could absolutely see the fans' perspective on that one. I get it. To me, it's taken me a while to warm up to some of these big-time decisions in these clutch moments. Again, we saw it last year. Doug Peterson really started to do this big time, especially in the Super Bowl, going for it on 4th down, being ultra-aggressive with the play calling. Again, it's the ultimate feast or famine, and you have to have extreme confidence in your football team, the players, the coaches, everyone to do it. This guy's got guts. We saw that on Thursday night. They played to win the game, like you said there, Solomon. For me, again, I would be hesitant, but that's just me. I more so play the percentages on it. I'm a little more conservative, but you have to respect when you see these moves and it works successfully. I think you have to respect it.
Yeah.
Well, and you said he's got guts, and his players. It's mutual because his players believe in him. A lot of times they say teams take on the personality of your coach. And I think the Chargers have done that because they believe just like him. They said, fine, let's do it.
This team is going to be very hard to beat in the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if they're on the road or at home. They're accustomed to winning anywhere, and they have so much depth in their team. I mean, Melvin Gordon is playing well, Keenan Allen's playing well, Phillip Rivers is having, to me, an MVP year, and he's his most accurate thrower in the league, and this is why I say he's top 5 quarterback in the league, as we all know he is. And you got a coach that's just this year is just to me is just his year, Anthony Lynn. It's funny how we were talking about the Rams and everything like that, and the Chargers are here in L.A., and they've been trying to build a fan base, as we know. And to me, by them winning the way they are, man, they're building that fan base. That fan base is coming strong. So you could possibly see them represent the AFC. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but I'm just saying they're the most well-balanced team in the league right now. If you look at all the teams, all the playoff teams that are going to make the playoffs possibly, this team is the most well-balanced team out of all of them.
Here's the thing, Keith, and I'm glad you brought up the Rams thing. What I'm afraid of, and especially when they move into that new stadium, we'll find out. It might be just a Clippers-Lakers thing where the Rams are just always going to be the Rams and, LA's team, and the Chargers are going to have to play second fiddle. I don't know what's going to happen when they move into that big stadium. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if they come into the big stadium and maybe Super Bowl champs or AFC champs, if nothing else, at least, and they don't get the response or the respect or the fan base. That's going to be really sad, man.
It could go down that way. Where, I mean, look, in comparison in the Meadowlands between the Jets and the Giants, the Jets have always been like the little brother of the Giants for such a long time now. It could go down that way because, look, the Rams have the history of playing in L.A. for so many years.
Yes.
The Chargers, I believe it was only like 1 year, like 1960 or 61. They played 1 year in L.A. And then they went all the way to San Diego after that, and just to like a year or two ago. So the history of the Chargers being here in LA, or excuse me, the Rams being here in LA, and the Chargers not having that history, to me, factors into this more so than anything else they do coming up in the future now. With that being said, as I said, we all know, I mean, winning cures all, and you can gain a lot of fans. And I know there's definitely a lot of Charger fans in general.
Oh, yeah.
I know it. I know people. I'm sure you know people as well, Keith. It hasn't fully, again, it's the StubHub. It's just the capacity to StubHub Center.
But when you go to the StubHub, I mean, those fans that are out there, man, it's a lot of them out there. And so, yes, it's the capacity. But when they get over here let me tell you, those tickets are very inexpensive, Solomon. I'll give you guys a little insight right here. I had a meeting with the Chargers about their ticket sales and things like that. And they were telling me about what they're doing in with the stadium. Is 60% done, and man, it's going to be beautiful. But just to be quick on this, their tickets are 3 times less than the Rams. And why? They said, I asked them, I said, why are your tickets 3 times less than the Rams? And they said, because we're trying to build a fan base here, and this is the way we feel that we can generate and bring people out here to come see us play. So we just feel like we don't need to have expensive tickets for them to come and see us. We want them to come and enjoy the game and stuff like that. So yes, it is a team that's going to be, they're going to play second fiddle to the Rams, but man, let the playing do the talking. If they get out there and they win a Super Bowl or win an AFC championship, everybody's going to be out there. I don't care if you're a Rams or a fan or a Chargers fan.
They may be like the Raiders a little bit. I mean, Raiders going to Vegas, and maybe that'll be the blue collar team of LA. The Rams will be the upper class, so to speak, and the blue collar guys are going to be the Chargers. And I got to say one thing, Keith, you just throw things around. Well, I was talking to the Chargers the other day. You get into all these things. Well, I had a talk with Lamar Odom, and you amaze me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what we do here, Solomon. It's no rest for the weary.
You got to do your homework, man. You got to do your homework. You got to. Before you come out here, you got to know what you're doing. You got to do your homework, and if you can make those contacts, you definitely want to we want to make sure we give you guys the correct information. I want to give you something that's crazy and not true.
You throw those names around just so nonchalant. I was talking to the Chargers the other day and talking about their ticket sales, and you know what I'm saying.
It comes with the territory, no question about it.
Well, good.
Hey, Solomon, thanks for the call. We appreciate it as always.
You got it. God bless.
1-800-222-5222. We take a break. We come back for more after this.
Guys, are you still looking for a great Christmas gift for your wife or girlfriend? Then treat her to the very best this year with the world's softest pajamas from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for over 15 years. Because the world's softest pajamas are lighter than a cloud and softer than a bunny. They're like cashmere, only better. She'll love the way they feel, the softness, warmth, and comfort, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, you don't have to wrap, because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. Plus, they're backed by a 100% lifetime guarantee. So you risk nothing. Thousands of men just like you have made their loved one happy with the world's softest pajamas. You can too. But you need to get these amazing PJs today because they normally sell out. So here's what you do. It's easy. Go to Pajamagram.com right now or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. That's Pajamagram.com.
The national debt is now over $20 trillion. What happens next? Rising inflation drops in the dollar's value. Some experts say another crash is coming. You can fight this, not with stocks or bonds, but with gold and silver coins in an IRA from Augusta Precious Metals. Call 855-858-5807 and learn how an IRA backed by physical.
So everyone here in LA is excited about the Chargers they got going on right now. Like we said earlier, 4 in a row, winners of their last 10 out of 11 games. And everyone's excited about what they can do here in the AFC playoffs coming up. And they've already clinched a playoff berth. We know at the moment they're in the 5th seed. But so much, what they've done has been great in recent weeks. It's amazing, though, how so much is riding on this game this week at StubHub Center against Baltimore. Because if you win this game and the Chiefs lose in Seattle, the Chargers slide all the way up to the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Oh, my gosh.
If Baltimore wins this game, though, they could potentially move all the way down into the 6th slot.
Yeah.
Potentially. Or the 5th. Well, I guess not technically the 6th slot because Baltimore's 8-6. They would only be 11-4. They would still occupy the 5th spot. But again, you could potentially move all the way up from 5 to 1. So it's a big swing if you win or lose this game, obviously, depending on what happens up there in Seattle with that Chiefs game as well. So this game is huge. Now, I don't think Baltimore is going to win this game. I don't think the Chargers the Ravens have enough to be able to take this one over this Chargers team right now just because of how good the Chargers are playing. But who knows? Like we mentioned the other day, they do have a tough finish here, weeks 16 and 17. I mean, Baltimore at home and then on the road in Denver, which is never easy for this Chargers team or anyone for that matter to play and get a victory. And so not easy 16 and 17 to close it out.
Not easy. But let me tell you, you don't want to play the Chargers in the first round. If they're a wild card team, you just don't want to play. That's a team you want to stay as far away from as you can, you know?
Yep. And we talked about how they're able to win at home here and have so much success on the road because of the home field, the tough deal with the capacity there at StubHub.
It's worked to their advantage.
Right. They're used to other teams coming in. I think it really bothered them last year, but this year they seem like they've embraced it a whole lot more. And here's the thing, though. I think if they're a wild card team and they want to go, to the 5th seed, they have to go on the road for what would be like 3 consecutive weeks to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a little bit too much to ask. That's why I think that it's if they can get the number 1 seed, I can legitimately see there's a path for them to get to Atlanta.
Yeah.
If they're I think if they're the wild card, they'll be a tough out and they can win a couple games. But for them to win 3 straight on the road might be a little bit too much to ask.
It'll be 3. It'll be too much to ask.
It's been done before.
It's been done.
It's been done.
It's
not
been
easy.
done. It's been done, but it's definitely not easy. But if anyone can get it done, it would be them. To be honest with you, it definitely would be them. It would definitely be the Chargers. And hey, let's don't forget that Kansas City's in a little bit of trouble as well. You know, with the addition of lose Kareem Hunt. They're just not the same. They're not the same team people thought they were. They're winning, but they're winning. They have to pull it out, and then on top of that, they're playing a very must-win Seattle Seahawks team in Seattle, which is a very hard place to win. And so, with that said, they may. Boom! Right then and there, if they lose that game, that would slide them right down. And let's say the Chargers win, they would swap.
That would be a devastating loss for this Chiefs team. If they lose in Seattle for their psyche, I think that would be devastating.
Yeah, it would be devastating. So, I don't know. This is going to be a tough game for them going up there. They really have to really put it together. This will be a true test for them as well, the Chiefs, because losing Kareem Hunt, this is really going to be you going in a hostile situation without him and with a must-win game. Don't want to know. And you don't want to lose 2 in a row, man. You don't.
No, not towards the end of the regular
Patriots have done that towards the end of the season, and you don't know where they're going to go as well. But hey, 2 in a row, 2 losses. This AFC. Look, I've told you yesterday, and I strongly believe this though, Brad. The AFC is just. Man, it's wide open. It's wide open.
Can't state it enough.
It's wide open, and even in the NFC as well, it's wide open. You just don't know what's going to happen this year. Typically years past, we knew who's going into the Super Bowl. We knew who was been dominating, who's going to represent the AFC, who could possibly represent the NFC.
At least we had a pretty good idea, right?
I'm at the point, to be honest with you, I do not know. I can't even call it. I can't call it. Not this year.
Well, we didn't really have a Chargers team like this last year in this spot.
And they came on strong in the end.
Right, where they were rising like this in the seeding positions in the playoffs. We didn't have a team like this. So the Texans have been very good this year, and they have a big game this weekend in Philly against the Eagles, and that has huge playoff seeding implications going forward as well. Baltimore being young to an extent, an upstart, and like we said, there might not be another team right now in the league who has such a crazy swing potential if they make the playoffs or if they don't. And whether that means bringing back John Harbaugh or not. You know what I mean? There's so many factors right now, and a lot of teams are playing for their job status. Pittsburgh had a crazy great win over New England. They finally beat the Patriots the first time in like 7 years, and there's a chance they might not make the playoffs. What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And which very well could happen if they lose to New Orleans, and if Baltimore beats the Chargers, there's an opportunity, there's potential that the Steelers could be left out. So with all of this swirling around right now, you're absolutely right. It just equates to there's no one who we can point out who absolutely has a great shot of making it right there. And the most complete team right now has to be the Chargers in the AFC from what we've seen at this point in time. I worry about Kansas City right now. I worry about the Chiefs because of this tough spot and how the Chargers are coming on so strong. And even if the Chiefs were finishing really strong here, they still have that playoff history where they've struggled at home.
Yeah.
And with mixing the Kareem Hunt factor now as well, it really has become somewhat of a perfect storm right now for the Chiefs to things kind of going downward for them as far as the trajectory is concerned. So definitely concerned for the Chiefs, definitely concerned for New England at this point in time. And then obviously you have a whole bunch of new faces right there. So it leads to a whole lot of uncharted territory.
Yeah, it definitely does lead to uncharted territory. And what really sucks about the situation that's going on with the Chiefs is that you got a Patrick Mahomes that have been playing exceptionally well this whole season. And Andy Reid has been playing well, and what a raw deal he's been getting. Like, man, every year is just something, and so you look at everything that's going on with them. This was probably Patrick Mahomes' MVP season right now, and if they lose, man, I think they have the most pressure out of it all, but if they lose, it really just takes over everything they've done, everything they've tried to accomplish this year. It's just like, wow, you had a great season, but you had probably the best team you probably ever had.
They have the most
since
to
Jamal
lose.
Charles and everything. They have definitely the most to lose. So
agreed.
Yeah, off the field issue has really hurt them in many ways.
To me, at this moment in time, the Chiefs have the most to lose in the AFC, and the Rams do in the NFC. Because of the way the Rams started this year, expectations were very high.
Yeah.
We knew that just getting to the playoffs wasn't good enough. They did that in year one under McVay. They wanted to go further, and expectations increased even more so as we went along. And now it looks like there's a lot of chinks in that armor. This is not an unstoppable offense by any stretch of the imagination. We saw that on Sunday night. You can slow them down, and there's some inconsistencies there on defense as well. So right now, I think the Rams have the most. I think they got a lot of pressure on them because right now, you really could make the case that there's a team. Pick any team, whether it be the Bears, the Seahawks, the Vikings. There's any of those teams could potentially go into the Coliseum, that divisional round, and they could get a win. Because they lost a home playoff game last year. You can see that happening at this point in time. So my point is the Rams, I think, are very vulnerable heading into the postseason.
Well, they're in trouble already because they got to go on the road and play the Saints.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's even if they get to the NFC title game at that point in time.
Yeah, because the Saints clinched that, and they're in the dome. So
right. They got the bye, and unless they just collapse in these last 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Right, which is not going to happen. Right, they will get home field, and the road to the Super Bowl will go through New Orleans in the NFC. Like we've talked about all year, that's tough. I mean, because when they're playing good like they are now, and they're finding different ways to win as well, and it's a very, very difficult place. Now, the one thing with the Saints is, I mean, outside of Michael Thomas, they don't have a whole lot of options at the receiver position.
Yeah, they don't.
So, and you saw, obviously, they tried to bring in Dez Bryant. They tried to bring in Brandon Marshall. Hasn't worked out. So there's a little bit of concern there. And, Payton, give him credit. I think he saw that earlier in the year and tried to bring in something. And that's just something to watch, I think, going forward. But talking about Payton and Drew Brees, I mean, now with that victory last night, both of them combined, they got like 116, 117 career victories, which is second place all time. It's hard to believe that Belichick and Brady have over 200. That is just staggering in itself. Yeah. So they're way behind there in second. But it's just amazing what these two have done down there. And they've won on just such a consistent basis. And they've been able to really just really beat everyone in their path, and they've had these years in which they've had some down years, and in which when they're down, but when they've had good years in which they're good like this, it usually goes pretty far.
Yeah. Well, look, they were pretty far last year. They had a miracle play that really lost it for them, and I'm gonna tell you, they're not gonna make that mistake this year. They've been on a mission the whole season of getting back there. This is Drew Brees, really, to be honest with you, man. This is really his last shot of getting there, I believe strongly. I think he was going to play a couple more years. I think he wants to play a little bit more. But to get to the Super Bowl realistically, dude, I think this is his last shot, and they know it. And so they're going all in for it. And look, what a season he's playing right now, and also Sean Payton, what he's coaching right now. He's coaching a great team. They're doing some good things, some great schemes they're running. And, man, it's just the Saints they're ready to get there again. So I can see it happening.
Thoughts today on the Rams adding C.J. Anderson at running back. A little depth there behind Todd Gurley. Anderson, I think back to a couple years ago when he was with the Broncos. Very effective.
Very effective. A great third down back. I remember him torching the Patriots that one year when he ran for like an 80-yarder. But I don't know. We'll see. He has been out for a while and stuff, but he'll be a solid third down back for him to get him that 2 or 3 yards. It's like he's a role player type of thing. So, we'll see.
We didn't get into the Ray Rice stuff tonight. We can talk about that during tomorrow night's show and his thoughts on the whole Kareem Hunt situation going down there in Kansas City. Tom Brady selected to his 14th Pro Bowl. That's amazing.
Amazing. Good
job,
Tom.
Most all time.
Good job, Tom, man. But you know what? You can tell a lot of stuff has changed in that Patriot Nation. A lot of people didn't make Pro Bowl this year. but Tom Brady did.
That's the constant, right? That is the constant there in Foxborough. Hey, great show tonight. We are back at it tomorrow, same place, same time. For Keith, I'm Brad. Keep living the dream.
News, talk, evolve. KABC, Los Angeles, Orange County, a Cumulus station. Talk Radio.
KABC.
Shutdown struggle.
The following is based on it.
I'm Elliot Francis. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer opposes a government shutdown, but he's also opposing some of the offers to avert one. Linda Kenyon has the latest.
Schumer has already considered and shot down a separate proposal offered by Leader McConnell. It would give the president $1.6 billion for border fencing, combined with a $1 billion supplemental fund. But he didn't specify where that $1 billion would come from.
A $1 billion slush fund is not what is right, what the American people want, and it couldn't get votes in either house to pass.
Senator McConnell said he made that offer after consulting with the White House, and he described it as reasonable. Linda Kenyon, Washington.
The New York Attorney General's office says President Trump's foundation will be dissolved after administrators were pressured by